One of the richest men in America may soon get even richer at the expense of thousands of people who live in mobile homes. He's chairman and majority stockholder of a company waging war on rent control. Tonight, how the company's rent hikes and lawsuits could drive thousands of Californians from their homes. The Vincent family has lived in the Contempo Marin Mobile Home Park in San Rafael for 8 years.
We worked very hard to get our house here. This is what we could afford.
Like many mobile home residents, the Vincents own their house but rent the land it sits on. Their lives were turned upside down a few months ago when they got a notice from their landlord almost tripling the rent from $735 a month to nearly $2,000. Steve Vincent is a boat mechanic on disability. Even when he's working, the family can't afford that kind of rent.
I'm just really distraught. I don't know what to do.
Contempo Marin is also home to many elderly and disabled people, some on fixed incomes. They're all being threatened with huge rent hikes. They didn't think this could happen because San Rafael has a rent control law to protect mobile home residents.
It's an important principle because we value enabling people from all walks of life to live in our community. And this is important in terms of providing affordable housing.
What this bill will do is it will do for mobile home parks what the state has already done for rental units, apartment units in the state of California. It will establish vacancy on rent control districts, those districts that want to adopt, those localities want to adopt rent control. It will impose, not impose, but require vacancy decontrol. It will not impact any existing rent control jurisdiction. So if an individual is renting in a rent control district in a trailer park, their rent will not be affected, and they can stay there for as long as they wish under the existing rent control. It will moves out. Under the law, the mobile park owner is required to give the new tenant who may purchase the trailer the same rent that they gave to the previous renter in another case. And therein lies the issue. If right now there's only about 15% of the jurisdictions have rent control, but because it is such an emotional issue, and because local governmental bodies, city councils, boards of supervisors are directly impacted by emotional issues, at any point in time, a group can pack the city council halls and send a very strong message to a city council or a supervisor member who doesn't vote their way. But does that make it that they can simply increase the equity of their trailer, which is, for all intents and purposes, just a car? And sure, you don't live in your car. You don't live.
Okay.
All right. It is a vehicle. It is not real estate. Okay, so.
I'm very pleased to make this statement in support of GSMOL and of all of their work on behalf of homeowners in our mobile home parks. GSMOL's approval of legislation is basically the good housekeeping seal of approval for the homeowners, and they provide a very important service not only to homeowners in our parks and to other residents in our parks, but to the legislators as well in advising us on legislation. I can't stress enough how important it is to join with GSMOL in being part of the homeowner's voice. We know that unfortunately many times we're outnumbered by the corporations that are on the other side of the legislation from our viewpoint, And it's so very important to have the support of everyone who's part of the mobile home communities throughout the state of California to speak up for the homeowners and for the protections that they need. With GSMOL's help, we were able to put forward legislation on a number of very important protections for mobile homeowners during the past 2 years, and we expect to do so in future sessions as well. But to do that, we really need to have your help and your participation in being advocates in the community for the rights of the homeowner.
Greetings. My name is Senator Joe Dunn. I've had the honor and the privilege over the past 6 years to serve as chair of the Senate Select Committee on Mobile and Manufactured Homes. In that capacity, I've been able to see and witness firsthand many of the great challenges that face our residents of our mobile and manufactured home communities here in California. They are very difficult challenges, both legally, practically, and sometimes even politically. The fact of the matter is, the future for mobile home residents depends upon their own actions together, combined as one solid voice to ensure that all mobile home residents in the state of California have the opportunity to live a fair and peaceful life in their own communities. The only way that will happen is if all residents come together. I can't say strongly enough how impressed I've been over the past 6 years with the work of GSMOL as an organization representing park residents throughout the state of California. It has been through their leadership that we've been able to fight many of these battles, seeking one very simple goal: fairness for our mobile and manufactured home community residents throughout the state of California. For each individual resident to ensure that they have that fairness, they have to look at combining their voice with many others throughout the state of California. GSMOL is that voice to ensure fairness for all of our residents.